Hi, my name is Paul Moyner from CommitWorks. There's been a lot of talk these days about short interval control. I just wanted to show a bit of a model that we've been talking about around here, and I wrote a little article about it a little while ago as well. It's basically called the short interval control sandwich. When I go to the short interval control events, I'm never really sure whether people are talking about the data acquisition off machines, all this information that people are getting from different places, or whether they're talking about planning, or whether they're talking about apps that people are going to use, that kind of thing. So there's this real kind of variety of people and different vendors that are in the market. And hopefully this short interval control sandwich helps to explain how these things actually fit together so that you get a full sandwich rather than just the top or the bottom bit of bread. So I think it kind of breaks down into these three layers. The top layer is the work that planners do. Planners and schedulers and coordinators do. And their job is to pull together a weekly / shiftly plan. So in the the old days of underground operations, there's things like the 721. There's things like the 721 plan. There's everybody's got spreadsheets coming up the wazoo for this kind of stuff, right? There's lots of spreadsheets. There's lots of whiteboards. The Lean guys and the Six Sigma guys and the MOS consultants have pulled together many, many spreadsheets in this kind of place. But the outcome you want is all work in one place, so that when you go to work, when anybody on the site goes to work, they will know what work needs to be done, and that work can be coordinated right across the operation. If you've got maintenance system in one place and a production planning system in another place and whiteboards in another place that are doing things, then there will be no coordination of that work and you'll have a problem. So basically you want all work in one place. The next, from the bottom, the other bit of bread from the bottom is where a lot of money's been spent on fleet management systems and underground comms and the kind of information that comes off machines. Now, I've seen this done in 100 different ways, and when we were working at an open cut a long time ago, they had a fleet management system, but they didn't have any short interval control out in the pit. What we got is we got the guys at dispatch to call up on the radio every 3 hours to say to people on each of the different machines where they were up to. So, you might have heaps of machine data coming out, but there are ways of providing this knowledge, this understanding of where you're up to. And that's really the bottom bit of bread, is what do we know about where we're up to, or what has been happening on the site, so that we know. So we have this rich information about this. So this is data coming up, and it's basically operational technology on the site, SCADA systems, that sort of stuff. So that information needs to come up, and this information needs to come down, so that the supervisor or the shift boss is in a position to be aware of where they're up to in comparison to a plan. To what was planned, right? So that there needs to be a tool that sits in this filling space where the supervisors and the shift bosses and the shift coordinators and all those kind of people that are involved in executing and leading teams know where they're up to in comparison to the plan, so that they can then act, if they're off plan, to get back on plan. To get back. And this bit in the middle here is where a tool like Fusion makes all the difference, because we're pulling information, whether it's by radio call or from data off a tool like Nutrax or Mindtech or PitRam, and we're pulling that together in the context of all the work that's being done on site. And you pull those things together and you give these guys at the supervisory, the front line, the scheduling area, a view of all the work, and you can see what's getting done and what's not getting done. Then things that aren't getting done can be moved out, and you can actually reschedule the shift and the day and to reflect those kind of changes. And the supervisor knows what they're up to in comparison to the plan, and they can go and find out what's going wrong, and they can fix it. And you're much more likely in an environment like that to actually be able to deliver the plan day in, day out and get the results that you want. If you've got the full sandwich, you're more likely to get the results. But you can't get short interval control in this layer if you don't have the work all planned on site, because you cannot give the plan to the supervisor that will make sense so that they can actually effectively lead their team every day. That's why you should use a tool like Fusion. Thank you.